we're glad you're joining us today to talk about our stitching and other stuff. Happy Valentine's Day. You won't see this on Valentine's Day, but it is here for us.
Right now, right this very minute. That's why
Yeah.
I'm wearing red.
Yeah.
And I have a heart necklace on.
I don't have anything red or hearts on, but I do have some Valentines to show that I made and that Rosie made for me. Should I do that now?
Oh,
Oh, sure.
okay.
Well, maybe we can finish our introduction. If you're new watching, we're happy that you're here. If you're not new, thank you for coming back and for being our friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you're new and you don't know, we are a mother and daughter channel that talks about all of our crafty things and other chat. And then my daughters also like to join us. And the girls and I are in Washington State, in the middle of the state. And mom's in Indiana. You're coughing. So.
I'm sorry. Yep. I'm in it. Yeah. Yeah. This episode is a labor of love, people.
Oh, yeah. So it's been a week. Here, I'll show my Valentine's and we'll talk about.
Okay. Get the
Okay,
girls
so
going.
I did this a few years ago and I kind of wanted to do it every year, but I don't always. But I love, and these are all inspired off of some Valentines I just saw on Amazon.
Line.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'll just go look and find some and I'll just paint them cute myself. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, cute.
That's the one I gave to Millie. That was fun. That was a little project I did last night. And then like late at night while I was waiting for the bread to bake, I made this
Oh,
one for Rosie, and inside it says, "You're dynamite." Dynamite.
I know, might.
Favorite.
That's your favorite one.
I liked doing that. I don't know. I think the dinosaur turned out really cute. And here's this one is I'm stuck on you. And it's really I'm stuck on you. Yeah.
Oh, so cute.
And
Hopefully they
Rosie made
save those.
me. I got one Valentine this year.
Oh,
And Rosie, it was from Rosie. Rosie, this is so
oh,
cute. And it has a button inside.
oh, cute, Ro.
What? You didn't work on it very much, but it's still cute. It was still special.
You thought of it. It's the thought that counts too.
I know.
I
Yeah,
just got one Valentine from Poppy.
good one. Yeah.
It's just fun. That's
We've
okay.
had COVID all week in our house, and so I was sick starting today's Wednesday, and I got sick last Tuesday. And you can still hear it, I'm sure, in my head, in my voice.
Yeah.
But what day do you think I got up? 2 days ago? I mean, I was like either on the couch or in bed from Tuesday till Sunday. And Monday, I got up just enough to kind of do some school with the girls.
Yeah, but I feel like I called you one day and you were just laying in bed. Was that Monday?
Sunday, I had a fever all day and I was just laying in bed.
But what
Saturday,
day was Jesse feeling sick too with you?
he was starting to get that fatigue that I had previous on Sunday and maybe
Okay.
Saturday. And then, so no, Sunday and Monday are the days he's like, I'm getting it. I am exhausted, which I knew because that's how I felt Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
And then I had a fever like basically from Friday till Monday morning.
Yeah, I feel like I called you Monday morning and the girls, like Rosie was laying next to you and everybody was in bed still.
Yeah, we did a really slow start. I like slept really late on Monday to
Yeah.
hope that I would be done with my fever.
Yeah.
Trying to let myself see if I could break the fever. And then I still had a temp when I woke up on Monday, but by the afternoon and evening it was gone and it hasn't come
Um,
back. So, but I'm doing a lot of resting. I just get like really tired walking up and down stairs and stuff. Like
yeah.
it makes me think of like when I was exhausted when I was in my first trimester of pregnancy, like that
Yeah.
kind of like bone weariness.
Yeah.
So I do a little bit and then I lay down and then I do a little bit. The girls have been big helpers
Yeah.
on the house. So
Well,
now Jesse hasn't. He's had a fever for a couple days, but
yeah.
we're all on the
You should
mend. He'll be on the mend soon. And I
And
left
then,
the house for the first time today for days and days to get some
yeah.
and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
the week that we recorded last, so we recorded like on a Monday or a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
That Friday, I started feeling sick. I thought, oh, I'm getting a cold. And mm, that Saturday, I felt kind of like a cold. But then by Saturday night, I was running a fever, a low grade fever.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Sunday, I started off feeling better. And then all of a sudden, I felt like garbage. And I thought I'm not even going to work on Monday. So I thought, okay, I'll just take Monday off. I'll be better on Tuesday. Tuesday, I had 101.8 temp when I got up in the morning. Uh, just awful. Like almost felt too sick to even sleep. Like I had a hard time falling asleep. And I thought, okay, that's it. I've been sick since Friday. This fever is getting worse, not better. You don't run a fever with a cold. I had taken at that point, I think I'd taken 2 COVID tests, both negative. So I thought I'm going to urgent care. I think I have a sinus infection. I had such pain and my teeth were aching and my jaw was aching. And I went into urgent care and they're like, it's just a virus. And the sinus infections are usually just viral and antibiotics don't help.
Which
So
I've never heard anyone say that.
I know, but I've been told
Infected
that. So
mucus in your
she didn't
sinuses
even
is
say,
infected
is it
not with a virus.
short? Yeah, she didn't even say, where does it hurt? I told her where it hurt. So she goes, well, sinus infections can last 14 days. I said, well, I'm not running a fever for 14 days. And plus, you don't run a fever with sinus infections usually, not that high. You can run a low grade one for a couple days, but then you should be getting better because I Googled it later. So I came home and I literally just collapsed into bed. I slept the rest of the day and I had that awful feeling where I didn't have the chills, but I was cold. Oh, it was awful. I just felt awful. And then I basically in and out of bed all day Wednesday, Thursday, not really any better. My fever was coming down. It wasn't going higher, much higher than 100.1, but even that feels gross when you're an adult. So Friday, I thought, I'm done. I'm not going back to urgent care. I don't have a doctor yet because I'm still waiting till March to get my doctor appointment. So I called a CVS pharmacy minute clinic and did a virtual appointment, which I paid for out of pocket and I didn't care. And I told her what was going on. She goes, okay, I'm going to prescribe a 5-day course of doxycycline. You should be feeling better soon. I kid you not. I took a dose at lunch, and by that evening, my jaw and teeth pain was much better
Hmm.
already. It was still there a little bit yesterday, but better today. And I'm done now. But I'm like, I don't know why nobody believes me when I say I think I have a sinus infection. It's not like I'm a drug seeker. I haven't been there before asking for antibiotics before. I mean, it's like, come on, just give it to me.
Help me out. I need to feel better.
So really, I would say Sunday, I was still pretty tired. I think just having a fever that long. We
Yeah.
had company over for, well, my son and daughter-in-law and her mom. And on top of all that, we had a medical emergency happening here in Indiana with my daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
So, um, and she's fine,
It's a lot
but
going on.
huh?
There was just a lot going on.
A
This
lot going on. And I was
last
really scared for her and scared for my son. And my husband was trying to take care of me and go down and be with them. And everything ended up being okay, but it was a lot going on. And then I was starting to feel better. And then I'm talking to Sarah and Rosie had COVID. And then I thought, yeah, you're all going to have it.
we did. We
Yeah.
did.
So anyway, but we have risen.
I've
We
done a
are,
lot of stitching in the like
I
not the days
did.
I felt the worst, but I've done a lot and I have a finish. Yeah, I got it done. Last time I showed it, it was quite close. So this time I finished that daisy border and the words.
So cute.
Hours. I know.
Pattern is by Emily Call.
This is Emily Call. Bee's Knees, I think is just what it's called.
Uh-huh.
Washing out a little, but I substituted almost all the colors for my own things. But her colors are it's not because I didn't like the colors. I just didn't want to go buy a bunch of floss and I was having to like I just didn't have them all. So I
Uh-huh.
really like how it turned out.
Cute.
And I haven't
I
decided
like
how
the
I'm going to
lettering.
fully finish it. I might just frame it. Millie thinks I should make it a pillow, but I think I might just put it in a little
I
frame.
would frame it.
I think
I
it'll
think
be,
it's a little big for a pillow. Well, I mean, you can make a pillow out of it, but
I know, but I think I just want to get a little frame for it and put it on some
yeah,
keyboard.
I think it'd be cute in a little white frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Really springy,
Or hold it up again, or a little pink frame.
yellow or pink or something. Yeah.
Any of those would work. Yeah,
I have
something
hard with
springy.
Ada left, so I got to figure out something else to do with it. I don't stitch on Ada that much, but I like
Uh-huh.
stitching on Ada.
Yeah.
And this was a nice project for it,
There
actually.
might be another little Emily Call pattern that
I
would
might
fit
have
on there.
another little Emily
She
call.
does a lot of smalls.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
true.
a finish too. And I did stitch a lot of hours
Yeah,
sitting up here. But I finished Dahlia Ridge.
so cute. Do you want to come see Rosie?
I'm
Here, peek your head in.
going to try to make it so that it's a little washed out, but
Here, pull it back a little bit and see what it does for the color. Sometimes when I pull mine back, it's no, not really.
Maybe that's better. Is that more saturated? Maybe the pink is.
A bit, yeah.
Anyway, I told Sarah the other day, I made a whole bunch of mistakes in the grass here, but there was no way I was ripping that out.
You would never know if you hadn't said
You
that.
can't even tell. And I think having variegated thread really helped that because
Yeah.
it kind of blends your mistake. I was like off one thread on linen. So anyway, that's 2 finishes for me this year.
Rosie has, and me too. Like
Yeah, we're on a roll, girl.
at 24/7 or that. Whoa. Rosie has a finish too.
Is that what you're wearing on your neck? That looks cozy.
Yourself. It's been a while since you've
I'm
done it.
Rosie.
You're Rosie. How old are you?
10.
What's your favorite craft to do?
I don't know.
Knitting or crochet? I mean, knitting or cross stitch or something else?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Is that a cowl or a scarf? Is that a cowl or a scarf?
The cow.
Oh, cute.
She just started knitting and she just made a long, long thing. And I said, oh, that's cute. Should be a scarf. And she said, oh, yeah, I guess it could be a scarf. Like, well, I don't know what else it would be. She has more to show.
Oh.
You might have showed, did you show part of this last time?
Part of what?
Excuse me, this thing you were working on? No, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
No, I
You
didn't.
showed this, didn't you?
We didn't. I don't think she showed anything last week. Just Millie did.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, maybe I'm just remembering her showing it on FaceTime or something. Here, I have a hand here. You can put it in my hand.
I knit. Yeah, I knit this sweater.
So the little vest, right? The little sleeves are right there.
The doll head.
Like this.
For your doll.
You should have put it on your doll to model it, but that's okay. You can do it another time. Or if you take a picture of it, I can put it at the end of the video.
Cute.
I made this skirt to go with it.
Oh, you've been busy.
And a little cowl.
Oh, ensemble.
Ensemble.
Or a headband. Could be headband.
Have you put it on your doll already?
Yes.
And you like the way it fit and everything? It's really nice. Oh, good for you.
So
how creative. I'm proud of you.
Just made that all up herself. Well, the vest is based on what we're doing, right? In our knitting class.
Like, yeah, but she got it the right size.
Got to do the right size.
Good job.
This is so cute. And you pretty much used up that whole skein, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cute. You want to tell Millie to come up with her?
Thank you for sharing. I love it. I want to see a picture of it on the dolly.
Yeah, I'll have her do that. See if I can remember to put it at the end of the video.
Cute.
So cute. Millie has some stuff to show too, but she's poking around. I show my knitting. This is not that much to show, but I think Gwen, I don't think this is from Steph. I think this is from Gwen. She gave me a bunch of these little funny balls of yarn, and they've got that.
Oh yeah.
You know that
bubbles in them or
nubs. I was just feeling like, I just want to pick something off my shelf and I want to use the yarn. So I decided I'm making a little, what's the pattern I'm doing? The little Clementine hoodie. It's on Ravelry. You can look up Clementine hoodie. I'm just making a size 12 months. Don't know who it's for. I'm just making a little sweater. But it looks kind of big bigger than I would expect for a 12-month-old. But I'm knitting it.
Well, what is that? The neck?
It's the waist.
Oh no.
Oh, it might just, I'm on the fence. I don't use a lot of, these special yarn.
No, it'll just be a little bit bigger then. But
I'm gonna play around with it, and if I end
up
a
baby gift ready to go.
That's kind of what I figured. And if it ends up being like an 2T or something, who cares? Then it's just Hi, Millie's here.
Okay.
Come on over.
Oh, sorry.
I just ran up the stairs.
Oh, you just ran up trying to get your breath?
I ran down to get
Oh, yeah, that's right.
thing, and then I ran back up.
Okay, there's Millie.
I commented on Tina. Did I tell you that we were watching Tina?
Yeah, about just putting in one strand. I watched it and saw it.
Stitches and Gail's Golden Needle, and it's Amy, right, from Mimi's Stitchery. We were watching a joint 3 video. Did you watch that?
I watched most of it. I don't think I watched it all yet.
It was fun. I left a comment saying it was really fun to be able to catch up with all 3 of you at once.
I know.
And Millie got really excited and squealed when Her name showed up. You did. You squealed.
Okay.
Somebody's talking about
Who's talking about me on their Flosstube? So, yeah, it's from our last episode where we were encouraging Millie that you could just put one strand in and guess who's been doing that?
Yeah, not so bad, huh?
Just one strand a day?
Except there was
Okay.
Maybe not every day. Okay,
There's
show
like
us.
a couple more mushrooms.
But you do it.
But you're farther along now than you were before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see it. Let's see this puppy.
Actually.
Huh? Oh, this is.
Hedgehog.
Oh, it's your little hedgehog. Oh, he turned out cute. Good job.
Cute. It's really soft. It's that. I love this cotton yarn from.
Cotton, yeah. Oh, I love that cotton. I really do love that cotton.
I know. It's very soft.
Oh, cute, Millie.
Want me to hold it while
I
you
named
show your
it
other thing?
Hermione.
Hermione.
Hermione the
Let's put her on
hedgehog.
tonight. Look at
Okay.
her shoulder. She's almost like a little pillow bolster.
Yeah,
Like a little neck pillow.
I need one.
She gets squished.
But then she'll just squish back out because she's just full of stuffing.
She's just getting.
Okay, so here's the one strand a day project.
Because she was complaining about all the green.
Yes.
All the green in this pattern because it's got a lot of leaves.
You can see
Oh, I
a lot
actually
of
did
green
this.
in this.
So pretty
And
though.
she's got most of the bright colors done. So she was feeling unmotivated to finish the green. And
Next time you have a project like that, you're going to start the green first. Probably.
This.
Okay, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, put this behind it.
Look at that.
Whoa.
So nice.
This corner down here. So I did. I don't actually remember what I did. Some of these.
Something down there. We'll keep it up.
I know. You're getting so close. So good. So good.
And then when you do your one strand, do you stop and then do work on something different? Or do you end up working longer than one strand?
Some days I did a little more.
Sometimes you get a little motivated to keep going, huh? Sorry for my like sniffle snorts. I'm at that stage of the illness where it's just like congestion that I can't move anywhere. It just sits there in the back of my nose, it feels like.
I know.
And
your sunflower girl.
Designer.
Stitchy Princess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing. Well, I was working on this sunflower over
here. We can
here, but I messed it up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had to take it out.
Just the yellow.
I counted wrong. Yeah, just.
You can't see
She's
it.
cute though. Yeah. She's turning out super cute. Oh.
You're such a good stitcher.
You are a good stitcher. I have that pattern.
I hate in a couple years and then finish it in like a day.
I don't really want to do it.
No, you don't have to. I'm just kidding.
I need to work on my hate
yourself. I know you. You'll be that stitcher too. This poor girl though has a little hole in her butt. So I need to well, you need to thread. Yeah, we need to just thread a string through each of those stitches and crank it.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
Well, we gotta do it again.
I did it twice and it didn't work.
Okay, we'll help. I'll help you then.
Yeah.
Close up the hole in the back.
Sew that little butt up.
So our little butt up, so our stitching doesn't fall out.
No one knows.
Cute. Thanks, Millie, for sharing.
Thank you. I saw this. Speaking of butt in a hole, I have to tell you, there was this video on Instagram of this diver. She's a female diver. She's scuba diving, like she's, and there's a shark behind her. And her whole thing, she's got words saying, if you're ever diving and you find that there's a shark nearby, don't swim away or kick because it'll think you're damaged and you're going to be a food source. So she literally lets it cut. She turns herself slowly in the water. It's a tiger shark. Looked like a great white to me, but it's coming towards her. And then she literally goes like this and pushes his head down and pushes him and turns him the other way. And then she says, and then get out of the water as quickly as you can. Like there's stairs or something. And the comments to this post, I was dying. And one guy said, well, that shark would never find me in the fog of diarrhea. That was Coming from me.
Kind of like squid ink, but grosser.
Somebody else said, I'm pulling up the chair for people to sit for the comments because they were really rich. Somebody else said, yeah, just calmly get out of the water and walk up the steps to the beach.
Just don't run. Don't freak out. Don't panic. Oh
Panic at
my
that short.
goodness.
Anyway, I
Oh
just
my gosh.
the comment was like so real. That would be true.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
Sorry if you're. I don't hope I didn't offend anybody, but it was funny. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, we do have a featured friend today.
Yes, that's right. So we haven't had one for we hadn't had a video for a while, so it feels like we really haven't had
This
one
is
for a
really
while.
good though. We're on track. We're on target now. We're on
2 weeks.
track.
Yeah, just a day
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
The next challenge is going to be actually making myself do the uploading and stuff.
Well, let's just not have to do a lot of editing, and then you can just do it.
Yeah, last time I didn't have to really do any except just the screen, which was very helpful. It made it much smoother. There might have been one pause, but it was easy. This featured friend is an amazing stitcher and has sent us many things before. And we have 3 that I'm going to put the pictures for from Linda Bazarski right here. So beautiful. I don't know how she pumps these projects out. Like,
I don't either, Linda. I don't know. Do you not sleep or eat?
I know. Even if all I did all day was stitch, I still wouldn't be as prolific as she did. And they're always gorgeous.
They're on tiny count.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can read the messages because usually I do that, don't I?
Yeah.
So the first, well, I don't know what order I'm going to show them, but the blue one is, let's see, that one is on 28 count over 2. So that's not her tiny, like that's a normal.
Yeah, that's normal.
But it's so pretty. So that's ink circles, and it's on 28 count Lugana using 1 strand of sulky. I always feel like I'm saying silky, but it's sulky, and I know it. Sulky thread over 2. And she didn't say what color, but it's really, really pretty. And the other ones are Rosewood Manor Dreaming of Mums.
Which?
This is on 56 count linen. 1 over 2, which is still like, how do you even see those holes, even with a magnifier? Oh, Linda, it's so pretty. So pretty.
It is gorgeous. And I love, I've seen that piece, online. Excuse me. This is my remnants now. And I've seen, I have the pattern even, but to see it stitched up and like that and finished is so pretty.
I know. I love that pink frame.
Yeah.
I want to know, Linda, I should have messaged her this, if she did the framing herself or does she send it out to be framed? Because it's so cute. And then the last one is Carolyn Manning birthday cake. That really cute pastel colored. It's on 28 count 1 over 1. Which is like so crazy.
Yeah.
So what is that? Like 56 over 2? I guess it's the same size as the other.
I guess, but holy moly.
And that one's on white Lugana. The Rosewood Manor.
So pretty.
It's just probably a white linen. She doesn't say what color, but it's just so thank you, Linda, for sending us those. It's so inspiring. It really
I know.
I worked on a Rosewood Manor piece this week. You probably did, knowing you and your piece. So it's always, I just love Rosewood Manor. She's one of my favorites. And I've always kind of thought about doing a Carolyn Manning, but I there's something like intimidating about them to me, and I'm not sure why because I stitch other things that are equally
Yeah.
intimidating.
Yeah. I don't, yeah. She's got some that I definitely have liked. And
Yeah.
I think like favorited them, but I haven't, I think because I have Rosewood Manors that I'm
Mhm.
working on that I tend to hold off because
Yeah.
I really do want to finish my Seasons of the Trees and start End of Forest Grew because I really love that one.
Yeah.
Or as Gail calls it, all the freaking trees.
Which
But
they showed in their video this week, and they're so pretty.
they are so pretty. And I love trees. We all know I love trees. So,
Yeah.
and Tina's working on the stocking that you did, which is a
I
rosewood.
know. And I'm doing the other one, and I'll show that today because I worked on it this week.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just think I'm kind of drawn to those ones right now, probably because that's what I have. But anyway, yeah. Yeah. You did a lot of stitching. I did lots of stitching.
I
I
did a
keep
lot on
up
a
on my,
few things. I did a lot
yeah.
on a few things rather than a lot of touching a lot of projects. But I liked alternating last time. I thought
Yeah.
it was kind of fun, and it kept the energy up
Yeah.
'cause I like to do
Sorry.
it. I want
I'm
to do
falling
that
off my chair. I'm falling.
again.
Yeah.
Are you doing Magazine Monthly?
I did not. I filled one out, but I never officially filled it out.
I am doing it.
And I meant to. Then I got sick and I just feel like I lost a whole week and a half of my life. And then when I got back to work on Monday, I had 3 times the tasks that I normally have. So I'm finally at a point today, at the end of today, Wednesday, that I feel like I've dug out.
Yeah, you
So,
could maybe.
but I plan on doing it. I just probably would have just pulled all pieces that I was working on
That's pretty much.
for my road trip. Because
Well,
if you're Sarah and I are doing a road trip challenge with a group on Facebook, and we're also doing Whip Warriors. No, Year of Whips.
4 years is the road
Yeah,
trip.
part of the road trip. And then Melanie Watkins has her Soulful Stitching has Year of Whips. So I have pulled out all my whips that I really want to focus on this year and made albums in both of those. They're pretty much the same. So those are the same whips that I'm pulling out.
Yeah,
So
that's
those
kind
are
of
the ones
what
I'm going to try to make fit.
that's what I did for my
Yeah.
Magazine Monthly. For the most part, I drew from
Yeah.
the Year of Whips ones that I really chose that I wanted to make good headway on for the year.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
So I did do the Magazine Monthly. I am almost done, really. But one of the big things is that I want to fully finish my needle roll that I showed last time that was finished
Oh,
with
yeah.
stitching. But I was too sick to go haul out the iron and so hopefully this
Yeah.
week I might even get to that. And then I haven't worked on my bookshelf project from Little House Needleworks, which is really close to being done. So that's one of the reasons I pulled that because it's on my Year of Whips. I am going to finish that this.
Did you do the hem stitching in that needle roll
I
already?
haven't done it yet. That's part of the finishing that I'll do. And
Okay.
I've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it too, but I can't remember how I did it.
I know. I'll find a YouTube video to help explain it
Yeah.
in case I don't, because I usually do better with videos.
Yeah.
I have to pull out my Haid. Those are the only ones left on my Magazine Monthly challenge, so that's nice. But
Yeah.
do you want to show one first, or you want me to go first? I don't care. You go first.
I'll show one first. This is one that I worked on. I also played the categories
Yeah, which
game.
I haven't had any time to go figure out. I
Yeah,
want to.
and you only had, I think, 15 days to do 12 prompts this month, but I did it and I got them done right. I got them done early and I was very pleased with myself. But what in the world did I do with this pattern? Put it in here wrong. Here. I worked on Things of Spring, which is the only Alicia Paulson one that I haven't finished in that series. And so it's kind of,
Yes.
to have my ring light on, it kind of washes things out. But I finished this book and I started this spray of flowers.
Overnight.
And so that's really all. And this is a beautiful
Oh,
lavender.
yeah, I like that fabric.
Fabric. It doesn't really show up, but it is a pretty
Nice.
purple fabric. So I really do. This is one that I'm really going to work hard on getting done this year. It's just motifs, and
Yeah.
that's definitely one that I want to finish. I don't know why I haven't finished it because I finished all the other ones. What do you got up?
Well, I worked on my Valley of the River Beck.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that for a while.
Yeah. I think I did put it on my year of whips because I wanted to just keep making headway on it.
Yeah.
Here, this is half of the fabric.
Wow.
I'm not halfway yet, but once I get to the fold here, that'll be halfway.
Golly, Sarah, when we started floss tubing in 2020, what did you have, like basically some of the leaves done
Probably
up there?
this done and maybe a little of the house. So I've done all of this.
Done a lot.
I could have gotten a lot more done if I wasn't. Uh,
Right. If you were a
I,
monogamous stitcher, you'd have it done by now, but
this week, the last couple weeks, I did all of this color down here and then some of this gray, I think, going
yep.
out
You're starting to move it up to the other side.
over and
Pretty.
up. But now I think I'm getting close to, I think there's, what is there?
Is that the bottom of the picture where those flowers are?
Yeah, I've gone stitched to the bottom. Hang on, I'm trying to see. Oh, I guess I'm pretty far away from the water though still. So I'm stitching these blue. I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let me look. Oh yeah, okay. So these sprays of flowers, these little clumps are where I am. So I'm just
Okay.
kind of working. So I have,
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've done the back half of that house or that stable or whatever that roof, that brown
Yeah.
is. I haven't
Probably
done any
not.
of that. There's a lot left, but this one really is just a pleasure to work on. I just like it. I used to work like when I used to stitch, this was the kind
Mhm.
of project that I did all the time and I was just monogamous. And I can remember why I did that. Like I really
Uh-huh. Yeah.
just stitching away on that Ada and yeah. What else did you have?
Another one that I really wasn't planning on working on much this year. It's actually, I don't think it's even on any of my lists, but I needed, what did I need this for? Oh, I needed a color that started with a D for
Mm.
categories. And I used the official drab brown DMC was in this pattern, which is very hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
It's called I Bring Thee Joy by Pineberry Lane. And it's really just an old man Santa kind of and
Mhm,
trees and homes,
mhm.
snowflakes, right? So I did do, you know what? I'm going to do this because this is a hard piece to hold. Some of this linen is so flimsy that
Yeah.
it's hard to hold up. So let's see here. It's not iron because, of course, we're not that professional.
No, no, no.
I did, oh, I think I had done the I and I did bring the and started the J for joy.
Oh, cute.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cute.
not coming out very nice, but the white shows up better on this fabric than it does in the camera. And I
Yeah.
had to dig around with the colors because the color that it called for was a beige gray, 822. It was too
Mm,
beige.
mm,
Remember, I had to really mess around. But, you know, I don't really think this is going to get a whole lot of love. It comes out a lot when there's the letter I for I
mm.
bring joy. And like I said, the drab brown, I mean, I really like it, but it's not a priority piece for me. But it's handy if I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pulled out my snow
Oh my goodness.
and I am just working on her dress still, working away.
So pretty.
So I pretty much did. I did a lot of white in here, like all this white.
Yep.
I think I might have done a little blue. I think I did a little blue, mostly white though.
Yep. She is going to be something.
And that was my fancy lady for, there was a challenge on one of the road trip that we were
We're in
pretending,
Australia.
we're pretending that we're in Australia and we were visiting a needlework shop that sort of specializes in maybe
Fancy lady.
displaying these fancy lady type patterns.
Uh-huh.
If you stitched for that challenge on a fancy lady, you got to cut your stitch goal in half or something like that,
Yes.
or by
Oh yeah.
200 or something.
Something like that. Yeah. I'll
I
pull out my
decided
fancy
I would pull
lady.
her out.
The fancy lady I worked on. Buried in here. Is my Thanksgiving harvest berry. Oh my goodness, is she a lot of work?
I just
So
realized
this is her,
it isn't in here.
and I'm I'm working on this doggone garland.
Oh yeah, that looks like not very fun.
And what's really hard, and we've talked about this before, is when there's beads, you're trying to jump around and do some confetti, and then you've also got these areas where there's beads, and this took a lot of concentration for me.
Yeah.
But
Wow, look at those wings.
so like this is going to be
Oh,
beads that come down, but I only have a little bit of color to put in the center of these
oh,
flowers. And then the little tiny ones, I think, are beads.
wow, pretty.
Beads up here in her neck. I mean, there's beads everywhere in her. But I feel really good. And I think
Yeah.
once I get that done, her dress is not much.
Hmm.
It's more block. I mean, it's more block stitching, right? It's not confetti. It's not,
Yeah,
it does
that's
nothing.
yeah,
I mean, it's a lot, but she's also not really big.
yeah, that's true.
And her wings are done, except for the outlining. And that's huge to have her wings done too.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah,
she was
that's
my fancy lady. She got a lot of love. I'll tell you that.
so
She's
cute.
also one of these ones that when I get going on her, I have a hard time putting her down.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you on that. I
Mhm.
realized that the one I worked the most on really all week, I thought I grabbed it, but I might have left it on the counter, so I might have to hop up. I have a couple more to go though. So I started my one that I showed, I think, last time as my haul.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Actually, Claire's Garden, and it's just a like a table runner in the
Mhm.
middle is empty, so it's a big square border. I didn't
Right.
go super far, but I did the
Oh, you
top
got started
green
on it.
border, half of it. I'm halfway across the top, so it's quite large.
It is pretty
I'll
big.
go all the way across there, and I might do like
Is it just in one corner of the fabric or
no, it goes all
all the way around? Okay.
here. I'll flash the big one. You
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
yeah. So it is beautiful. The colors. Oh, and I'll show you. This is kind of fun. I need to put them on a ring, but I have these big from Hobby Lobby. I have these big floss bobbins.
Uh-huh.
So she just sent big hanks of the
Yeah.
colors. So Millie helped me. Millie and I wound these all onto these pretty
Oh, those are big.
bobbins.
Ah,
It's perfect because some of them have like some of the colors are so big.
they are. You'd almost need to put them on two.
The red, I know I should have probably, but so we've got like kind of a gold and a spring
Mhm.
green, like a yellow green and a green green. They're just DMC, but they came in like a hank, like tied together.
Pretty though. They're
I'll
pretty
just
together.
wind them on there and then they'll be easy. And I'm going to put them on a little ring. Actually, oh, I should just show you. Let me pull it up. She sells, I find it, bobbin, like, I forget what she calls them. Let me go to her shop. It's avleyembroidery.com if you're interested. I'll put a link down below. Come on, let me shop. I really want to buy one of these for myself. Maybe I'll just have to scroll till I find it. She's got some beautiful, some already, I think you can buy like that. I think she sells done. Like
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah,
Wow.
that's machine embroider. I don't know. I
Yeah.
haven't looked. My friend is working on this Posca basket
Oh, that's
pattern, and
pretty.
you put it over your Easter baskets. Okay,
Hmm.
these floss fobs. I just think they're so pretty, and they kind of go with some of the designs that she also sells.
Oh, those
Oh,
are
wouldn't that be so
beautiful.
pretty to have one of those and then hook my floss on there, those little fobs. But anyway, so that's one of my things I want to buy now that we
That
just.
is very pretty.
So that was my. Someone's screaming downstairs. That was my new start for the week. I gave myself a treat to start my new start.
Art. You know what? I have a project over here that I need to get up on the floor. Sorry. You're gonna see my big
That's
butt.
okay. Hard to remember all the things to grab.
I know. Well, this one
Right.
I worked on it up here when I was quarantining for my dad because I didn't know what I had. And by the way, I did take 3 COVID tests and they all 3 were negative. So
I took 2 COVID tests, or one that was negative, and then I took 2 that were positive a few days later.
crazy.
I definitely had COVID. No
You
question.
definitely had it. I definitely thought I did.
Well, your symptoms all seemed a lot like
I
COVID.
know. So for one of the for this categories challenge, I needed something that was leisure, that sort of the D. So I picked dancing, and I picked
Oh,
these girls. Come on,
bring around the rose tree.
is it gonna? I
Go
feel like
close. Go closer.
closer.
See if it's like focusing on your cupboard behind you. Well, it's still. Oh, for Pete's sake. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Focus, dum
Well,
dum. Well, you get the idea. It's 4 little girls.
yeah, well enough. It's 4 girls dancing around a rose tree. It's
Yeah. And I have not worked on this for a while. And this is another one that I get going on it, and I kind of have a hard time putting it down. So I worked on this blue and black. It's her sash, and then her dress is white.
pretty.
And these girls, I kept thinking, oh yeah, 3 girls. No, there's 4.
4 girls.
And this is basically one half of the. So the other 2 girls are over here.
Started
And
it before there was a Junie. I think you started it because you had 4 granddaughters. And now
I
you
know. Now I have 5 granddaughters. 5.
uh,
How did I end up with 5 granddaughters?
know.
Crazy to me.
uh,
You're having all those boys.
all those boys and just a lot of girls.
The Lord said, here you go, Kim. You deserve these girls. Then, of course, we got our grandson, and he's like just a delight.
I
He's
know.
such a boy.
So
He's so different. He's just like a little tank.
love him.
I know.
Okay, I said earlier that I worked on my stocking. This is for me. After I made Jesse the other one, I haven't fully finished it. The cranberry in pines, I think, is the other one that Tina is working on right now.
Mhm.
And here I got quite a bit done.
Oh, you did. You finally got to go up to the upper trees.
I'm on the big trees up above finally. So I did all this red.
Uh-huh.
I realized as I was going that I'm missing some. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. In between these squares, there's a big gold cross.
Oh.
I was looking at, I was like, wait a second. Why don't I have some of those over there? So I think I forgot.
Oh.
So I got to go in. But I'm like stitching and ending each one of those so that I don't carry the floss through too big of a thing. But
Yeah.
so now I'm happy because I'm up at trees again, like big trees, which
Yeah.
is kind of why I like stitching these because I can just kind of
What's
get
at the
going.
bottom? Show me the bottom again.
So we've got big trees. I'm on this one.
That one. Uh-huh.
And then
Okay.
name. And then down here we've got this. I've done this and all these. Have I done this? No.
No.
Yes.
You done that little tiny band?
Yes. I did this one,
Oh.
but I haven't done anything like these. I'll show
Show
you.
me that again. Where are those little trees? Oh, they look different.
They don't have the beads on yet. These are covered in red beads.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
So they'll look different when the beads are added at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more project. I'm going to have to go grab it. Nobody's popped their head up again. I was hoping someone would pop in and I could say, go get me that.
Call them. Have your phone.
Yeah. I'll try. No, I'll just run and get it because I know it'll be faster for me to just know exactly where it is.
That's true.
Do you have another one to show?
I do have a few more because I was trying to.
Okay, show one and I'll hopefully get back before you're done.
It's by Rosewood Manor. So, friends,
Oh, your tree.
I'll keep it out to show you. I started my Seasons of the Trees last year. Started with autumn, and I'm working right. I might have showed this last time. I can't remember, but I think I've done here since before I showed it last. So I just have this much to go.
Back.
And is she back? Wow, you did good. Haven't had COVID.
Knew exactly where it was. Well, yeah. Remind me while I catch my breath.
So I think when I showed it last, I hadn't done this. I don't know if
Yeah.
I've done that one.
You had
I-
the round one up there. I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
if you had that one done
I'm
yet.
pretty sure this is a new one.
That's new for sure.
And I did, I think, a couple of these little ones in between.
I don't think I realized that autumn was going to have such different colors than the others.
Yeah, well, spring has you can't see it, but there's purples and some
Oh,
yellows, like here and here. They just don't show up as well.
the summer, you mean? Summer does or
Summer,
spring?
I mean, yeah,
Summer has some.
summer. And then spring is just more greens.
I'll have to
There's
look
a
at that
little bit of
pattern again
purple.
online.
It's this, so I was showing that I was working on right here.
Okay, yeah.
I just have that to do.
You're almost there. And then the
Border,
border.
which I think I'm going to do, but not do upside down.
Right.
I don't know why she did that upside down. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyway, so this one's plugging along. This one is definitely a goal piece to have done, like I said, because I want to
Yeah.
start the other one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, my last one. Come on.
Oh, you know what? This met a challenge also on the road trip, because one of the LNSs that we stopped at specializes in these certain kinds of samplers. And even though this isn't really a sampler, the trees on here look like the trees on a couple of patterns I saw, and she marked it okay, so I got credit for it.
Is that one of the earlier LNSs? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first one, is that
Sampler.
goblin.
And I just didn't worry about it. I just
Yeah.
stitched the full amount. My
Oh,
last
that's
one.
right. I was thinking you hadn't shown that yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was in a different place because I work on it so much.
year 2, right?
This is year 2 for Love is in the Air from the Time for All Seasons series.
I feel like you didn't get very far on it last year because you were working. Did you? Is that one of the ones that you didn't get
Last year
started so
I had the
late?
first dove done.
Oh, you did. Okay,
So I
never
think I
mind.
got pretty far, and I had outlined the heart. That's all I had done. So far this year I've filled in. Oh, and I had this little zigzag border done already.
Wow.
Filled in all this heart and did the key and everything, and then I'm currently working on the boy
What's
dove.
left after that? Hold the pattern up again.
There's a big border along the sides and bottom.
Oh, and that big flower.
It's up in the top.
Gorgeous.
I love this one. So I'm
Yeah.
working pretty hard on this one. This is the one that I work on most. Like I'll do other things to meet the other challenges, but this
Uh-huh.
kind of just want to be working on because I'm
Yeah.
really challenging myself to get as far on these each month as I can.
Yeah. That is a pretty one.
Yeah, I found this old hoop that I've had since I don't know, forever. And I haven't been able to find hoops. I mean, I haven't looked super hard, but like I've bought a few hoops at other places. Like Hobby Lobby has a hoop. I probably have it up here, but this is the tightest spring. Like it actually holds my fabric tight. And all the other hoops I ever do, wood or like the Hobby Lobby plastic ones,
The
see
spring,
how tight it is?
the spring ones from Hobby Lobby don't hold it for you, man. I could barely get those
Well,
on some days.
maybe I need to get a smaller one because I only have a bigger one, like,
Oh, I have one like
maybe
that's this
maybe
big.
the difference is just the size that it
Yeah,
enables it to
those things,
tight.
they're tight.
The spring one. Okay, because the bigger purple one that I have from them, I'm constantly
Oh,
having to like pull the fabric tight again. So I went to
no,
using
you must
this
either
because
that or you have a bad one, because I feel like they have really good tight.
maybe I just need to get another one and try it. Maybe mine's faulty or something,
Or get a smaller one.
or get a small one.
Yeah,
But I was very
interesting.
happy to find I had like the ring, but the spring was down in my other craft stuff, but I thought it was lost. So then I found it recently. I was like,
Okay.
oh yay,
Oh,
my good hoop. You're a real
oh,
stitcher when you've got a good hoop.
I got my good hoop, good hairbrush.
Good hoop, honey. It's made my day.
There, honey. Okay, I worked on Miss Valentine.
Oh, of course.
She's part of the series of the other fairies.
Pretty.
And she is something. I think I did a little bit of her skin. I did that, and I started working on the heart. And this is what's so sad about holding these up, because this is like all beads in her hair, but she looks like she's had skull surgery or something.
Balding spots.
I didn't get the plates put in my head in time. I was going to work on this today, but we went out to dinner and it went late, and then we were recording. So Valentine girl didn't get any love on Valentine's Day, but that's okay. She got a lot of love when I was sick. Okay. I don't know if I showed this last time. I haven't been keeping very good like notes. Did I show this last time?
Yes, but I don't know if you've worked on it more.
No, I had just finished this
You
whole.
showed, yeah, I remember you
Okay.
showing that because it's so pretty.
Ignore that, please. Um, um, oh, this is one that hasn't been shown for a long time, and I didn't do a ton on it, but it's enough since I haven't shown her for a while. It's Barbara Anna's. I don't know what she called. She's called Garden of Dreams, and I don't even have. I can't show you the picture,
That's
but you know her basic stuff. So I'm working on basically these big orange. So there's a little cat here, houses. This all comes down to her head. And I'm working on those big orange flowers.
oh, those are flowers.
And this fabric is kind of a purpley. It's not showing up, but can you
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
see
really
the
pretty
purple?
fabric. What is that?
I think I dyed it.
Oh, you dyed it. It's
I
pretty.
did dye it. Yes, I did dye it. Now that I think about it, it was, I even have the original. It's somewhere, but it's not in here. But I do remember dyeing this one.
Hmm.
It was a light sand.
Hmm.
And it's a 32 count linen. So that got love for the first time in a very long time. And I think it got love because Garden of Dreams, I needed a D with a D, and then I needed a pattern with a D in the name. This one I had got marked points off for. I had to stitch less if I had something with a sheep in it.
Oh, right. Yeah, which I just didn't worry about either. I just stitched.
So this was on my list of things to do this year, is to finish
Ah,
this. And lo and behold, I actually ended up stitching the little,
go
I
backwards.
show this little sheep there. But I did all of this. I think all I have left to do is filling
Oh,
in
yeah.
this little grass and do some back stitching.
Yay.
And then the back side is just this.
Oh, oh, cute. So a couple
Yeah.
pumpkins and harvest them.
Yeah. So I just have stems to do and little vinies, a
Cute.
few beads here and there. So this definitely will get a finish, I hope, this year.
Fun.
And it meets lots of challenges. I worked on this last night just for fun. I needed a bunch of stitches for a shopping item.
Just for fun. The
Just
other
for
stuff I
fun.
didn't do just for fun.
Well, I mean, it was for fun, but this didn't really, I just needed something to stitch on to
Right.
get stitches, and it didn't have to be for anything special. And so I worked on my seasonal piece by Jardine
Oh,
Privé,
pretty.
my winter. And so I did most of this.
Nice.
So this is the border for winter.
Yeah.
This is as wide as it'll be.
Oh, yeah.
So I can start spring when I want to start spring, and I have a jumping off point.
Yeah.
This
Nice.
is the pattern, and if you're new here, I'm doing all 4 seasons on one piece of fabric. And this was the one I'm working on now.
Pretty. I like those. You can pass those to me when you're done.
I will definitely pass them. They're cute and they're
Love to
fun.
show it.
And these, that middle motif is going to be a lot, but these go fast.
Yeah.
That one will be a little bit.
Yeah. One thread a day, Mom. Just one thread a day.
One thread a day, just one thread a day. And they're all in different colors. So spring will be in green, fall is in a brown, and summer is in red, spring is in green, and fall is in a brown.
Yeah.
Sorry, falling off my rolling chair again.
Oh.
Okay, I'll hurry this up here. Let's see here. We have a couple more. She got love too, another fancy lady. I just needed to. Oh, I think I worked on her for wings are diaphanous. But it couldn't be used as an adjective. So I had to say something like her wings. How did I phrase it? Her wings.
Flutter diaphanously. Did you turn it into an adverb?
No, I forget how I did it, but she's kind of picky about how you do your words. So
Oh.
I basically am working down here on this bottom ruffle, the dark.
Pretty. She's so cute.
I'm kind of laughing because, not laughing, haha, but laughing curious because Carolyn Zook started this one, and so did Candy Kerr in December. And they're like, yeah, I think we'll be able to get her done pretty fast. She's really not got a lot. I think she's got a lot. There's a lot. There's blends in here. These
Oh,
wings, yeah, unless they're not going to do the wings.
yeah, maybe they're not.
I know I think Robin Hall did this pattern and did not do the wings.
Right.
Okay. I'm not going to show that other one because I didn't do much on it, but I will show this one because this is another one that I really want to get done this year. And it's my advent calendar. And so I've been working on this little snow globe.
Pretty. Oh, yeah.
And I think when I showed it last time, I maybe only had the outline done, maybe a little bit of green.
Yeah, not much though. Cute.
My goal is to finish this square for sure by the weekend.
Mm.
I think if I do two, I figure for sure if I did 2 squares a month, I'd finish in plenty of time, but maybe I only have to do like 1.5. I did the math. I can't remember now. So that is basically it. I did a lot. I did a lot on a lot of things.
Yeah, you did.
I mean, it's winter. What are we doing? We're just sitting around.
I know. I had a whole day where I didn't stitch at all. That's how sick I was. I could not even stitch. Maybe 2
That's
days.
how I was on Wednesday when I just slept all day.
Saturday and Sunday, I didn't. Maybe Sunday night, I finally got up and was like, I think I sat downstairs and I was like, I think I might feel okay to stitch. So that was the first since Friday, maybe Thursday.
Yeah.
So,
I did not stitch Wednesday.
crazy.
And then I think Thursday afternoon, I got up and sat in here. Yeah, in the window, the sun was shining and it was really nice back there on my little chair.
Yeah, cozy.
Had my YouTube channel going because I don't have a TV up here. And I stitched quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hours, which was nice because I felt like, okay, I didn't get too far behind. Do you have any haul?
None. I didn't leave the house and I didn't do any retail because
I have a little bit of haul. This was a total, I'm sick, I don't feel good, I'm going to buy this right now. It's a bag from Mimi Stitchery from Amy. Is that not?
It's cute.
Adorable.
Very cute. I like that.
And the fabric inside, and she has a glitzy little zipper pull.
Oh.
But look, the fabric inside. Isn't that cute?
Those are cute. Oh, that makes me think
of usually when people say I've got an update, I go, by the time I see it, they're sold out. There still was one of these. She had knitting bags too, but I'm gonna put my project in here. The one that I bought by Bide and Love from Shepherd's Bush is gonna go in this one. So that was kind of a special. Thank you, Amy. I don't think I showed this. I think this came after we Flosstube, but I showed you. So my boss at work, they have to have one in-person meeting a quarter. And so she takes our little team out for lunch. Well, since I'm in Indiana, I can't go to lunch with them. So rather than her trying to DoorDash and me getting lunch here, I just buy my own lunch or make a lunch. And she sends me an Amazon gift card. And so I shopped and I bought this. Oh, it's going to be very glary.
Tilt it down. Yeah, there you go.
It's called The Finery of Nature.
Pretty.
And I have seen it for a while, and I think it was on sale on Amazon. And it is, love it. I love it. It's on black Ada, and I probably will not change the fabric. I think if I do it, it'll be in black even weave. I'm not going to do a black linen, but
yeah, I would go with Ada because the holes are bigger.
Yeah, and after I bought it, all of a sudden now it's popping up all over Facebook. People are showing it that they're working.
Weird.
But that's how it comes. Look at that. Look at those colors on that blue. Oh,
yep.
Pretty. And then I had forgotten to show last time my cotton and twine had come.
Oh yeah, I wondered about that.
And it was this. I got it. I was getting a month behind. This was the December one.
Oh yeah,
and I got it. And it came with this cute little clipboard and notes.
Oh, cute.
What made me smile today? And a white frame.
For putting in it.
Black Ada and the flosses. And then now, since this must have come a long time before we flossed him. Well, we kind of had a break because of everything. But then a new one came yesterday. So this is my January one. Huh?
This is the January one.
Yeah, this is the January.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that pretty? It came with a little kit, make your own macrame owl.
Oh,
I am not going to be taking up macrame. So if you want me to send this to you, you or the girls can do it.
I'm pretty sure one of them would probably be excited. I kind
Yeah.
of could see Liddy getting into macrame if she was patient enough.
Yeah. Came with this cool oval
Oh, fun for yeah.
and an oat milk candy bar. And let's see, this white Ada and these beautiful colors.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun to get.
Okay.
I always see when they ship, but they take so long to get here because they come from England.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, there it is. It came.
It's
And
fun.
my dad checks the mail and he's always like, yeah, there's the box for Carrie over there. And I'm like, it's not for Carrie, Dad.
But sure.
Carrie's not waiting for that.
He's not the one excited about the cross stitch.
Oh, my dad.
Oh man.
So
Well,
that is about all I got.
what are your plans?
My plans are to find a new job.
Oh yeah. That's
That and for stitching, I'm going to just keep working. Well, now I'm sightseeing in Canberra.
you're ahead of me.
I stitched for both of my. No, I'm not. I'm stitching for my necklace. I had to buy a necklace
At the last shopping spot.
in Canberra. So I do that.
Our pretend Australian cruise.
Yeah.
That
Where are you at? What are you doing?
I am stitching. Let's see. Did I
At
finish?
Goulburn?
Stitching? No, I finished that. So I arrived yesterday at Canberra.
So you should be getting your.
And I think did they assign me something?
So when you get to a certain location, that's a shopping location, you check in and there's a list of items, souvenir items, and they roll a dice and they assign you something. So like I got coasters for the second time.
Yeah,
and now I'm stitching for whatever kind of Australian jewelry I want to stitch for. So I found a picture of a kangaroo necklace.
that's cute.
But and then you just go to Canberra and you're just waiting till you can post that you're at the end of the leg, which is the end of the month basically. So there's like a bunch of sightseeing things you can do for certain amount of stitches. So I'm just going to keep working on my whips, kind of the same ones you saw.
Yeah.
There is another one downstairs that I haven't worked on yet that I was thinking I needed to give it some love. And I also showed last time my Summer by Emily Call, and I wasn't happy with one of the colors.
Yeah.
So I was in the middle of frogging that out before dinner tonight, and I'm going to work on that, I think, this weekend. But yeah, otherwise, I'm just going to keep working on my. What's the matter?
Well, I was pretty sure I wrote. Maybe I haven't arrived in Canberra yet. Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
I didn't see your name. Usually your name pops up.
I think I have another 100 to stitch. That's
Yeah.
why. So I'm stitching to get to. Sorry, I was just scanning
Canberra.
through the comments to see where I was. So.
And I'm also going to do a big push on my advent calendar because I really want to keep working on that and my trees.
Yeah.
It's kind of my go-tos when I don't have anything I have a goal to meet.
Yeah.
So
I'm working. My big thing is the February, the doves.
Yeah. I'll probably work on my winter too, like Jardine Privé.
Yeah. And I've got my last few magazine monthly goals. So I'll pull out my Haid in the next couple, if not. So probably by next time, I guess.
You know, I think they're doing a crossword game that starts this Friday.
On the Whip Warriors. Maybe
I might do that. I might do that over the weekend just to kind of.
Yeah, maybe this weekend I'll have time to think about it. I just haven't had time to go figure out what to do and how to plan it. And the road trip is about the most thought I feel like I have for it.
There's a lot, but
it's fun. It is fun.
It is fun, and I feel like I'm more motivated to touch some of these things that I've always liked, but like I said last time, just never think to pull out. I just kind of have 2 baskets downstairs that have the focal pieces, and if I get tired of them, I'll just pull out something else and stitch on it for my. Because I'm not doing like some people are doing like no new starts. Some people are doing 24 and 24. Sarah and I did stitch what you want when you want. So you don't have to just stitch on the whips that you put in your album.
Do an album.
Huh?
I don't want to feel limited. I want to feel motivated.
Right. And that's it. I think I'd rebel if I could only work on
Yeah.
24.
I'd be like, hang on a second. What about that new start I think I need?
Well, and there's probably gonna in Nashville, market. I
Yeah,
haven't watched any of those videos yet.
me either.
I don't
I don't
really
watch that many
probably
videos.
shouldn't have any business buying any new patterns, but I just can't help myself.
I know. What are you reading?
I'm reading that book that you and the girls told me about, the scary
Oh,
one.
scary one. But the
Yeah,
stars did wander darkling.
yes.
Oh,
I
what do you
bought it on my Kindle and I'm kind of afraid to read it at night because that's when I read. I'm like, this is gonna give me bad dreams.
I mean, I don't think it's like, well, it's pretty creepy, but I read it at night, but I might have a higher tolerance for creepy than
Well, I'm usually pretty good, but
probably okay. It is like young adult lit. Like
I know.
the
I'm
girls,
not that far into it, but I told Sarah I finished a book. Ooh, that's a needle.
oh,
I finished a book that I just wasn't very happy with the ending of it. And
oh
it
yeah.
was sorry I read it. So I needed something fun and lighthearted. Oh, hold
I
on.
said, well, this will grip you. So
Uh,
this book is the book we're talking about is The Stars Did Wander Darkling. It's a line from a poem by Byron, and the book is written by Colin Meloy. The girls picked it up at the library, read it, were freaked out, but in a good way, like a fun way. And then Jesse read it and he was like, ooh, yeah, this is kind of scary. There are some sort of creepy things in here. And
uh-huh.
so then before we had to take it back to the library, I was like, well, I'm just going to read it really fast. And I really didn't put it down. I mean, I read that as fast as I could over the course of a couple of days, really, because it's a pretty
Yeah.
easy read. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
hard.
not real hard. I'm just kind of at the point in the beginning where they've stopped working and the weirdy little guy was hanging around the kid's house at night. And
So if you want just sort of I said, and we all kind of felt like it's sort of like a Stranger Things type of a story. It's like these kids, there's not really any adults who are able to help eventually. Like, it's this kid
Mhm.
adventure that they have to, but there's sort of scary things happening. So
Yeah.
it's like maybe like horror light. Like
Yeah.
it's not anything too gruesome or horror.
No, it's just the element
There
of
are a few things that he
creepy.
put in there that are like, what? So you'll
Yeah.
know when you get to those.
Is it a one and done or is it a series?
I think it's a one and done. I don't think
Okay.
there's anything else. And he's written other things. He wrote, I've never read them, but the Wildwood Chronicles, which aren't scary. I mean, I think those are more like a
Oh,
fan.
I remember those.
I
Sam
think
wrote.
he wrote those. And I'd like to read them. They're like big, thick books, so I
They're
haven't.
like little fantasy books. They were fantasy.
I think they're fantasy genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, not scary like this one.
Yeah, not meant to be totally
He's, I
creepy.
think, a singer in the Decemberists or something. I think if I'm
Oh,
the right
really?
same
Okay.
person I'm thinking of. Yeah. So that's a
Wow.
fun
I
one.
didn't
You'll
know
have to
that.
tell us what you think of it.
Oh, I will. Huh?
I'm reading a scary book.
Oh no, what are you reading now?
So when I don't think I talked about this. I have a friend who used to be part of our homeschool co-op, but her kids are all older and her last one is going to like running start or whatever. But we've stayed in touch a little bit on social media and she is in school to become an esthetician. So
Oh, okay.
facials and things like that. So she had messaged me probably in December saying, "Hey, I'm in school and as a friend, you can come get a service for half off. It's 50% off of our regular
Uh-huh.
price because you get the friends and family rate."
You told me you were doing this.
I went and got a facial. I know, it was so nice, and caught up with her over lunch afterwards. And I'd never had a facial, so that was really fun. I'm going to try and schedule another one in the next few weeks now that I'm not sick.
Mhm.
And she is friends with another gal that also used to come to the co-op, but they've stayed friends, but both of them, the other gal moved up towards Ellensburg, so an hour away or so.
Mhm.
But they still get together and still chat all the time because they go to the same church. She said, we were just thinking about starting like a little, like we both like Stephen King. And I was like, oh, me, I've kind of gotten into Stephen King the last couple of years. And she said, oh, really? We were talking about doing like a little, it'd be fun to read a book together and then get together and watch the movie or something, like fun girls book horror horror group. And so we were chatting about it. So she made a little Facebook group with all of us, with the three of us. And then I think her daughters, she has adult daughters too, this friend, Christine.
Mhm.
And so people were like, well, would you be interested in reading? And I had said, well, I just watched this show they made a show of this. Who's in it? Is it Jason Bates? No, I can't remember. They made a show of it. And Jesse and I watched it. And I was like, I've kind of wanted to read the book because I really like that show.
Called The Outsider.
Called The Outsider. Do you want to hear the background?
Who did the series? Was it a series or a movie?
It was a series. So
Oh.
getting together to watch it might be kind of tricky, but we should probably get together and talk about the book. Outsiders. It is The Outsiders. But that's the wrong Outsiders.
Yeah. I was going to say there's a older.
The Outsider. It's The Outsider. That's why.
Oh.
The Outsider.
Okay.
It is dark. Okay, it's intense, dark, and intriguing. And it is pretty, I mean, if it's Stephen King, it's dark. Yeah, Jason Bateman is in it. That's the guy from Arrested Development, right? I don't really recognize either of their names, but there were a lot of
where they're driving down this street, down this road. It's woodsy, and they can't go any further, or they're stuck in this area.
No.
Like
No. The premise to this one, it starts out like a true crime type story where this child has been brutally, brutally killed and murdered and mistreated, like brutal. Left in the woods, his body is found. There's DNA and other like signs of it being committed by Coach Terry. Everybody knows Coach Terry in the town. He's like coaches Little League and all these things, and everybody loves Coach Terry, and that's who Jason Bateman plays. Did you watch this one? But there's also evidence that he's in the nearby town at a.
Yes, we watched this.
Yeah,
we did watch this.
And eventually, it doesn't really read like a true crime novel anymore because it becomes very scary and like spiritual and horror-y.
But I can't remember. I can't remember how they explain that. I'd have to look at it again.
Anything away, but it reads.
Yeah.
The show did a really good job. I'm this far in, and I feel like I could probably just watch the show. But actually, I'm enjoying reading it because it develops it, of course, more. The characters, more.
Oh, I'd forgotten we watched that.
Yeah, scary.
It was scary.
It is scary. And so there's conflicting evidence that puts him in both places at once.
Oh, do they go out to a barn?
They go to some caves eventually. Like there's this scene where they're down south and they're at this like big festival and stuff. Do you remember that? That's this book.
Okay.
Yeah. It's scary. It's scary. It sticks with you. So I'm reading that right now. And I'm like, really, I just am in this stage of life where I just want to read all these like horror, scary things. I don't know. That's maybe really dark.
I'll stick with the Darklings.
Yeah, the Darklings is fine. It's hard. There's a kid murdered, but I feel like I've seen the show. So like, I kind of know.
And I do remember that was pretty brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And so everybody really hates Coach Terry because they think for sure he did it. But then also a lot of people don't hate Coach Terry because they think for sure he didn't do it. But so it's really the story is a lot about Ralph, the detective, and then Terry's wife. That's a lot of the main characters, actually.
Yeah.
So it's really, of course, well written because it's Stephen King and he is a really good storyteller.
He's a really good writer, yeah. I haven't really read anything of his. I read Misery, and that's all I've read.
I think Misery was the hardest one I've read of his books so far.
And I loved it.
It's just the tension is ratcheted up the whole time.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah. I haven't been
and I
watch it.
Like I kind of like Signs is one of my favorite movies.
Psychological thrillers more.
I like that little element of, but I don't like. I'm always like this, but then I also kind of crave it when I'm like. I'll say to Sam, let's watch Signs because he and I watched it together the first time, and so
I was with some moms, some of my homeschool friend moms, who we were talking about shows and TV, and I was like, it's always kind of like feels like a guilty confession that we watch some horror, not like horror slasher B movies. I don't like those.
No,
but my friend was saying like, yeah, my kids are really into these like kind of horror shows, and I was like, I really like those too. And I said, and I think this is really true, especially because I'm a Christian and I believe that there is a spiritual world. that
Mhm.
is happening around us that we can't necessarily see, but we definitely do interact with and experience. I think that horror has the ability to tell stories about things that are real that we can't see. And some that doesn't mean that everything in the story is actually real, but it points to, like, Signs is a great example. Like,
Mm.
that whole story is really about Mel Gibson's character and his crisis of faith after his wife dies.
Right.
But they can tell this story in such an interesting way because you tap into some of the deep fears that we have and sorrows and things that other story forms can also tell, but it
Right.
tells it in a different way. And so that's why I mean, I really like shows like Midnight Mass. They're dark, they're heavy, they're scary, but
Mhm.
I feel like they tell a story about faith and knowledge and the world around us that is really accessible through that genre if it's well
Yeah.
done. I don't like if it's not well done, but if it's well done, it can really
Yeah.
very impactful story.
I agree. And I think there's just a level of comfort
But
that
you
everybody
yeah,
has their own level.
totally. Like some it's too much for people and I get that because I was there for a really long time. Like and
Yeah.
I'm just not anymore. Like I don't watch something scary
Yeah.
and then lay in bed feeling scared anymore, but I used to. So I get that.
Yeah. And I feel like I, we've talked, I think before. Well, I know you and I have talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on our episodes here, but like the years that I was raising you guys, especially in the well, no, all along,
Yeah.
um, there was this I don't even know how to describe it. This very hyper focus on everything um ev- this is going to sound bad, but everything is looked at through like spiritual lens, right? So it felt like everything in your child's childhood that was maybe part of your childhood is now no longer good because it's not spiritually acceptable. Like Barbie dolls,
Mm,
okay? I will never
oh,
forget being a young mom before the internet, before anything,
feeling
and being at a
competitive.
little Bible study, and you were just a toddler. You didn't even have a Barbie yet, but I grew up playing Barbies. My
Right.
sister and I loved Barbies and Skipper and Ken and our
You watched the
trailers.
Barbie movie. Have you
Huh?
watched the movie?
No.
It's funny. And growing
Yes.
up playing Barbies, you would love it. You would
Yeah.
think it was very fun.
Funny. Yeah. I mean,
Anyway,
I've seen
go ahead.
clips. But
Yeah.
so anyway, and
Yeah.
I remember being like fascinated that all these moms were like anti-Barbie. And I'm like, really? I need to be worrying about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think I worried a lot about that. I mean, you obviously had Barbies,
Yeah.
but it also translated into literature.
Yeah.
Now, I
We
feel
need to
like
protect, protect, protect.
right. And I don't feel like it was that way so much in the beginning
Mm.
when I was reading the literature part, but when like when Harry Potter came out.
Yeah, there was a big thing.
Okay.
Harry
Big
Potter,
thing about that.
Pokemon, Dungeons and Dragons, all those
Yes,
things.
Dungeons and Dragons. And I remember just kind of feeling like, no, no, it's got to be bad. It's got to be bad. Until finally, my husband who loves fantasy, I said, you read one of these and tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I didn't want to I didn't want to be that homeschooler that had the nerdiest kids in the block.
Didn't
But
do
I
it.
also wanted them to be raised right, and I didn't want them to be exposed to things before they should be exposed to them. So there was that tension there,
Right.
right? Of not and I'm sure there were a lot of homeschoolers that thought me and my friends were awfully liberal homeschoolers.
Well, and that's like these two gals are like their kids. I already liked them because I could sense that they had this freedom. Like, if you're
Mhm.
watching this and you hate all of these things, it's okay. Just don't judge us. Just have grace. But like their kids play D&D together, like because they have teenagers. And I was like, that is such a normal thing. I mean, it's a thing to like not be afraid. We don't need to live in fear. And
Yeah.
those kinds of things are like Lord of the Rings is fantasy, but it's not danger. Like there's a lot of beauty in it. There's no
There
like
was
we don't actually think we're doing magic when we're reading
there
Harry
was a
Potter.
lot there was a whole movement too
Yeah.
on Satanism and that time period. Like there was there was like things happening and they were blaming it on Satanism, and
Yeah.
like it
It's
destroyed some
so
like
dumb.
babysitters' lives. I remember there was a story about this on like Dateline or something. But and I do think that the Dungeon and Dragons and some of that stuff got caught up in that. Now Are there kids that get, out of control? Maybe. But again, you're
That's
the
probably
parent.
not the fault of those things. Like,
That's right. And you're the
not
parent.
any more than a video game is causing someone to have access to a gun and go shoot them up. It may not help if someone is already not mentally healthy.
Right. And again, you need to know your kid, and you maybe need to limit their screen time, and maybe,
Yeah.
pay attention to what they're playing, because there probably are some that are out there that are just a little bit too much for some kids.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
So anyway,
I get it. And I do feel like we tried really hard to make sure because I also didn't want you to go to college and all of a sudden be thrown into this world that you didn't even know about or be prepared for either. There's that responsibility,
yeah.
as a parent too, across the board, literature, games, whatever. And we've talked before about internet and all that was a whole new thing we were navigating as parents.
Yeah. My gosh.
So it's kind of crazy when I think about it,
Yeah.
how much changed between you and Sam.
So much.
Yeah.
We're like an entirely different generation. He and
Yep. And on a different note, I have another show I'm going to be looking at.
Okay.
I just saw it advertised today. I saw an ad on Instagram. It's called We Were the Lucky Ones.
Oh.
And it's going to be a series, but it's based off of a book. A woman wrote the book, and she was tracing her family history from pre-World War II through post-World War II. They were Jewish. And so it traces her family, from Poland. They started, I think some of them end up in France. At some point, somebody's in Siberia, somebody's in Italy, I think America. And so it kind of tells the story of them navigating the war. Huh?
I've heard of this. Maybe you and
I think I've heard of the book, but I just saw the ad for Hulu. It's a Hulu original. And I think my dad will like it too. But then it also, a bunch of this family go to concentration camps. And so then the after war is them finding each other, all of them trying to find each other again. And it just looks really well done. And we've been watching Masters of the Air, which we still really like.
We started that. It is intense. We watched one episode so far.
And so anyway, I feel like there's some other shows.
I recommended one, and I should recommend it here too. It's on.
Yeah, what was it called?
What's it on? I recommended one to you called Fisk.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. It's an Australian show. I can't remember what service it's streaming on. So funny. She's a lawyer, and she's like actually quite like normal, but everyone around her is a little bit crazy. So she always seems like the crazy one, but it's light, it's funny, and that is a really fun palate cleanser.
I haven't tried it yet.
Like Masters of the Air, where they're,
uh-huh.
World War II pilot. Jesse, we were watching that episode, the first one, and Jesse said, my grandpa was a navigator on one of those planes, but over the Pacific. In the Pacific.
That's the episode where they're like in the clouds, and he's like, they go, hey, is that what's, and they're going, no, and they were totally in the wrong
place. Be over land right now, and they were over.
Or they were like over Germany. They weren't supposed to be over Germany yet, or something. Yeah. Or that the kid that keeps throwing up.
Yeah. So funny.
What was the other one you told me about? The lawyer. What was that one called?
Oh yes, this is funny, and this is on Netflix. It's called Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and I love this show so much. It's about a girl, a young woman who has graduated. She's the first autistic attorney in Korea. It's fiction. Right.
Yeah.
And she gets a job at this major law firm.
Yeah.
But she has fairly severe autism, anyway, she's kind of a savant about the law. So each episode has a different case, but there's also like a back love story that's kind of happening.
And it's happening in Korea.
It happens in South Korea.
So you've got the Korean culture that you're dealing with too.
Super interesting. Yeah. It's super interesting. And I think we're going to watch it with the girls. I think it would be one we can watch with them because it's just really heartwarming and sweet. Yeah. But it does a really nice job the actress is phenomenal. I don't think she has autism. I haven't done a lot of research, but she's acted in other things, so I would think that she's probably not.
Mhm.
If she is autistic, she's not the same as this character.
Right. She
I
wouldn't
don't
be able to act
I
that.
don't think
Yeah.
Attorney Wu would be able to do that, but I don't know. And but it also brings a lot of awareness about what autism is and what it's like to live with someone with autism
Mhm.
and be in relationship with them. And there's a storyline with her dad and her her family. So it's
Yeah.
adorable, super fun. And then the other show I watched, I binged. I told you about this. I binged while I was sick. It was on Netflix. I don't watch reality shows. I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch any of those shows. I don't like them. I feel like I just can't get into them. If I do start, then I get sucked in and I can't get out again, and I'm angry about it. But this one is very refreshing and lovely. It's called Love on the Spectrum. There's an Australian version that I haven't watched yet, but there's an American version which I have watched. And oh my gosh, it's a lovely show. So if you're looking for things to watch while you stitch, Love on the Spectrum.
I'll look for that one. I've seen it, and I
It's
almost watched it, but then I wasn't really sure.
yeah. And I think it has like it follows a number of people that have autism, young adults mostly,
Mhm.
like 30. Well, no, there's one that's an older man who recently was diagnosed on the spectrum,
Okay.
probably in the 60s. And anyway, it's just really and there's one couple that got together on the first season a few years ago and they're still together. And I just ended up they just popped up somehow, probably because my phone hears me talk about this show. They just popped up in my Instagram feed. And what? I don't want to give anything away in case people are starting to
Oh
watch,
no, because I'm going to watch it.
spoil it, but we can tell you
Mhm.
later. I'll tell you later. It's the one I love. Couple I love. Super cute.
Ah,
You'll know who I'm talking about later.
uh-huh.
So
It kind of reminds me. Well, okay, so mine wasn't quite as refreshing, but I remember I watched that show, Love at First Sight, where
I don't
people got married. They didn't meet their partner until they were. So it was like this experiment where they had like a sociologist, a spiritual leader,
pair them
a
up with someone.
psychologist. Like it was a whole team, and people applied to be on this show, and they matched you. It was basically matchmaking, but without seeing each other. And they literally
It's
meet.
I mean, there are cultures that do that and it
Yeah,
works.
they meet at the altar, and then they have to stay together, and they're really married, and they are obligated to stay together 6 weeks, six,
Buffet.
maybe it might be a little bit longer. I can't remember. It's been a while, but and so they follow them. So like the show books their honeymoon for them. It's all done quite quickly, and then they video, and well, the very first season that I watched, this couple, she's gorgeous. She's a nurse, and she's also like a celebrity MC kind of. I think she was on The Bachelor at one time, way before. I've never watched The Bachelor, but anyway, she went on it, and the guy that she was matched with is kind of an ordinary, not super great looking. I mean, like
Just a
he's
normal person.
just
Yeah.
normal, right? And they match up, and he looks at her coming down the aisle and thinks, I've won the lottery. She looks at him and goes, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Except for he's
And
probably the most kind person she's ever met.
yes, because,
So
okay, and here's her backstory. She grew up in a trailer because her mom was a drug addict, and she never knew her father. And her mom was just in and out of her life. She raised her younger sisters when she was in college because her mom wasn't dependable. So she had a horrible,
mhm.
but she rose above it. But yeah, no good role models, and I don't think ever any good men in her life, right? So the cameras are on them all the time, except for when they're. But she's like, doesn't want her to touch him, doesn't want him to touch her, doesn't. I'm just going to survive for 6 weeks or whatever it is, then I'm out of here because then they can get it annulled or whatever.
Mhm.
And but and I thought, he just played it cool. He backed way off. Like they had to do pictures, and she didn't want him to kiss her like in a picture or anything like that, which I don't blame her. And they are still married.
Hmm.
It is
Hmm.
10 years now. They have
Oh,
two
wow.
kids.
Oh, weird.
They're a little frenetic for me. I think she's a little ADHD. turns out he'd had a drug addict. He was a drug addict and had hidden it for a lot of years. And he just did a podcast and he
Geez.
just, yeah. And so, but but the show followed them, like, and she warmed up to him, and pretty soon she kind of wanted him to hold her hand, and pretty soon, you
Weird.
know, yeah. And because he was just nice, he was just a nice guy, and he respected her, and
Uh,
he was rushing her. And I mean, they had some argument. I think he smoked at the time.
mm.
I think that bothered her. But yeah, so I know it can happen. I don't think they've had a lot of other couples though from that show make it. And the last
To
season
live
I
in a
watched,
culture where sticking it out is like a value, like it would be in a culture where
yes,
you have arranged marriages.
yeah,
That's like that's the norm, and so everything is set up to support that, including
sorted, yeah.
But we don't have that here, really, where
The
our culture.
last season that I watched, that I didn't even finish, I might have finished it. I stopped watching after that. They really were rushing the screening process, and this gal got put with this guy that was super creepy and
Uh,
super like borderline abusive,
uh,
and
like
they ended up pulling them. Yeah.
wow.
And then I thought, okay, I'm not watching this anymore because you guys didn't do a very good job screening these guys.
Yeah,
So, okay, Live on the Spectrum. I'm going to look for that because I stay up late
that's such a
stitch
cute.
on the weekends.
I want to rewatch it. I want another season to come out is what I want. But now I can follow the person I really loved on Instagram, and it's so cute, and she's doing so well. It's so cute.
Oh, good.
I
I'm
like a
glad
little
I had it.
business that her mom helps her run, and
Oh,
I don't want
cute.
to say too much and give it away, but it's really cute. So tell me if you watch it, so I can tell you all about it.
I will. The other show that Sarah and I were talking about that's going to be on Amazon, I think, Prime. No,
Yeah, one of the I don't.
Apple. So if you don't have Apple, it's about the fashion design houses
Oh yeah, that looks fun.
pre-World War II. Dior, um, Coco Chanel, those Hugo. Well, I think Hugo Boss actually helped dress the German, so he might not be on it. I don't know. But anyway, that's coming out pretty soon. I saw kind of a pre-review that kind of didn't like it, but I thought, I don't care. I'm going to watch it.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
I
should
know it's 11:30. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta go tuck in my girls, and
I gotta read. I gotta work tomorrow.
thank you for watching and joining us and stitching along with us. Let us know what you're stitching. Are you watching any TV shows, or did we mention any that you love?
Yeah.
What are you reading? Tell
I
us.
feel like there's a lot of shows coming out. A lot
Yeah,
of different streaming services are coming out with shows. And yeah, what are you reading? And if you have a finish or a work in progress you want to share with us, send it to us.
send it to our email, which I actually didn't check before we went because I already knew we were doing Linda. So if you've sent us one and I didn't show it, I just do it in the order that we get it. And as far as I know, Linda is our last, unless somebody sent us in something that I haven't seen yet. So I'm caught up, and we could feature you in a couple of weeks when we record again. So thanks
Every
for
2 weeks.
hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And
Happy stitching.
and happy stitching.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe.
Bye.